Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Reeltv. On our show, we report and discuss the latest movie news, as well as bring you the scoop from behind the scenes in Hollywood. I'm your host, Connor Smith.
And I'm also your host, Lindsey Lorifus. And today we'll be discussing the Emmy winners. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, we are just kind of we were just laughing like 5 minutes ago. We are just in a great mood right now. So I hope you enjoy listening to us talking about the Emmys and watching us.
You can just see our smiles.
Yeah, we are just so excited right now.
Super excited.
Yeah, so this was a pretty good year for the nominations, I would say. So. The Best Drama Series. I've seen most of the dramas nominated here. And I think what really, this has sort of been called a great era for television because the dramas are just all phenomenal here. And that's not saying the dramas from the 90s and 80s weren't good, but I don't know why, but people are claiming that this is like the era for amazing television. But I think it's these networks. They're kind of understanding that people here like sophisticated dramas here. Like Mad Men has won for 4 years in a row. Breaking Bad won Best Drama this year. Game of Thrones, the production design is so meticulous and gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous show to look at. Homeland is thrilling. House of Cards is really intriguing. I think that the dramas this year are just really, really great.
I really feel like directors and writers and casting directors, everyone, they're really working together in order to create great shows. And they're really focusing on personalities and how to write for individual personalities and how to have audiences relate to those personalities and characters. And that's really important to take the psychology into account in order to have these fantastic shows.
I agree. I think that the characters are all so distinguished. You know what I mean? And
that's
I feel like
true.
If you watched any random episode of any of these shows, these characters are so defined. They're so just different, and I love that about each of these shows. The casting is just phenomenal in every single one of them. I have not seen Downton Abbey, but I do want to get relinquish my inner old lady and just sit and marathon Downton Abbey one day.
Get some tea,
get some
tap
tea,
into your British side.
Yeah, some crumpets.
Bring out your accent, of course, too.
We should have a British episode day.
Oh my goodness, accent day, where we only speak in accents.
That would be awful.
Woo! Oh yeah, that's a hot mess right there. I had to do an English accent for a show back in high school, and it took me a month in order to get it. It took forever. Like, everyone had to start speaking in that accent to me in order for my ear to really hear it. And it's just amazing. I so admire actors and actresses who can just pick it up so quickly.
Yeah.
They're just so phenomenal.
Are any of these British people? Oh, Downton Abbey. Okay, so you watch in the Outstanding Comedy series, Veep and Girls were both nominated. Lindsey watches both of those shows. So right now, she is going to tell us why they are so great in a British accent. Go.
Oh my goodness. Well, Girls is lovely because you have lots of girls, of course. And so basically you see their lives and how they interact with each other and others. And basically you see them in their relationships and how they want to progress in their careers. And I just find it fascinating because I'm going to be one of those girls who hopefully lives in New York City and is trying to figure out my relationships and my career. So I can really relate to that show. So that's Girls.
That was pretty good.
Oh, thanks. I try.
Put you on the spot there. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And then we have Veep with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is absolutely amazing. She has such a wonderful career.
She won the award.
Yes, she won the award. She started with Seinfeld, and that was just such a success, and it ended on such a high note, and that was such a great thing for Jerry Seinfeld to make a decision upon. And she just has a wonderful way of really becoming these characters and bringing so much comedy and light to it. And yet, she's also such a wonderful person. I heard her thinking about her speech. And she asked her husband, hey, I'm thinking of maybe having my assistant come up and tell me what I want to thank people for and things like that. And so she pretended to forget to thank her family. And so she asked her husband, do you feel comfortable with me pretending to forget to thank you? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And so that's so wonderful that she really cares about individuals around her.
I think it's also noteworthy, we're kind of going back here, but I think it's phenomenal that Netflix has really made a name for themselves. I mean, beforehand, they were obviously the DVD delivery service and streaming service to beat, but the fact that they have created original series, which are now nominated for Best Drama Emmys, that's the highest honor for a television show. I mean, they didn't win, but that's still just amazing that this has kind of put streaming services on the map, and they're saying that we are legitimate. We are creating series that are just as great as yours. You know what I mean? I think that's
really
just crazy.
It's wonderful to be able to use technology like that so anyone can access these shows at any time.
It's really the future if you think about it.
It really is.
Like,
yeah. And I personally do not have a Netflix, so if anyone wants to donate to the Lindsey Fund so I can get a Netflix,
Kickstarter.
That would be awesome.
That would be like the most pathetic Kickstarter ever. Like, people are dying of like cancer and people want to find their lost dog and you want Netflix.
I'm so selfish.
I would donate like $5 or $6 to it
thanks.
for you to have free Netflix.
That would be fun.
But also in the best comedy series, I gotta say, 30 Rock holds a near and dear place to my heart. It's one of my favorite comedy series, and it's won 3 times, I believe, in the best comedy series category. So I'm so happy that it has been nominated all 7 years throughout its run. It was nominated every season that it was on air, and I think that's just brilliant. And I'm just so happy that they had that. Mm-hmm. I love Louis as well. Louis is just so quirky, and it's not a dark comedy. It's more of like a black comedy. I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. But it's raunchy, but Louis is kind of, he's very self-deprecating. He's kind of the fat dad that is a slob and he eats a lot and he's just like, he lounges around throughout the day. And that's what the show is about. And it's just hilarious.
It's wonderful.
And Big Bang Theory was nominated as well. Mm-hmm. Big Bang's funny. Yeah. I mean, it's not anything that I would be like, oh my God, I mean, I do watch it and I keep up with it, but I just think the characters are just great. But I really don't think it compares to 30 Rock and Louis. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree.
But the viewers are so significant.
Yeah,
do you like Modern Family?
About it. Oh, I love Modern Family.
Yeah, it won. Modern Family won. I love how we talk about everything that didn't win and then we just leave the thing that won at the end.
There you go.
I like Modern Family. I do. I keep up with it, but I feel like season 4 was a bit weak to me. And it kind of irks me a little bit that season 4 Modern Family won. When it was, like, season 1 of Modern Family was amazing. And I will say that without a doubt. But season 4 was just kind of, But Emmy audiences, I guess the voters eat that up.
And we even have a Penn Stater who was involved in Modern Family with Ty.
Ty Burr.
Yeah.
He went to Penn. You have a funny story about Ty Burr at Penn State.
Yeah,
or not really, but you've told it on the show before.
Yeah, he was a student of the School of Theater, and he didn't have any money to come here, so he lived out of his car. And one of his friends worked at the Nittany Lion Inn, and they let him eat the free apples that you can get when you leave and take showers there. And so it's pretty amazing that he was so passionate and determined and was able to get his degree here. And look where he is now. And
I know.
He had no money.
He's literally on the most popular comedy on television.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Big Bang Theory.
Inspirational story for sure.
We need a little
tissue box
tissue with the film reel there. We have new props on our show. If you wanted to take a quick peek, we're kind of like, we're not really poor here, but we're not like, our set is a bit dry. So we just want to point out, hey, we have some pretty cool props today.
Pretty awesome.
You know,
yeah.
I'm pretty
raising the bar here.
We're raising the bar. We are going to make this show as popular.
Mm-hmm. As Modern Family.
Can we just do our Emmy speeches right now?
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. No.
Reeltv, would it be nominated in Best Comedy?
I wonder. Are we even funny? Like,
I don't know. Do people even like us?
Yeah, I know. Seriously?
Who's watching our show?
Oh, God. A little reflection period, I guess.
Yeah, that just turned into Best Drama. So
I know.
Best Dramedy, we would take the cake.
Right?
Actually, we're not ever dramatic on here, really.
No, not at all.
No, we're just awesome. That's why everyone's watching our show right now.
That's for sure.
What other Emmy things do we love?
Oh my goodness, there's just so much to choose from.
I have to say, I'm so happy that Claire Danes won in Homeland, which premieres tonight, which I won't be home to watch because actually, even if I were home, I don't have Showtime. So college student problems.
I know.
But
donate
she
to
won Best
Connor Showtime.
Yes, that would be great. But I'm really happy she won, and I'm also just ecstatic that Breaking Bad won because it really is truly the greatest drama on television, and I'm so happy that they won. I honestly adore that show so much.
Yeah, I'm super excited for their
success. all the dramas were great, all the comedies are great, and we really loved the Emmys this year.
Yeah, that's for
wrap
sure.
It up?
Everyone looked gorgeous too on the carpet. Lily Rabe, she wore my favorite dress of all.
Really?
It was white.
Who is she?
And she's in American Horror Story.
Okay.
She played Sister Mary Eunice, and so she just was amazing. And she just wore this white chiffon dress, gorgeous.
Excellent.
Loved it.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but then stay tuned. And when we come back, we'll fill you in on all the latest theatrical releases, as well as what's coming soon to Blu-ray, DVD, and video on demand. Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the new releases. Next Friday, Gravity and Runner are being released in theaters. In Gravity, a medical engineer and an astronaut work together to survive after an accident leaves them adrift in space. The film stars George Clooney and Sandra Bullock and is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, the mastermind behind Children of Men, Y Tu Mama Tambien, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Also in theaters is Runner. Princeton grad student Richie, played by Justin Timberlake, believing he's been swindled, travels to Costa Rica to confront online gambling tycoon Ivan Block, played by Ben Affleck. Richie is seduced by Block's promise of immense wealth until he learns the disturbing truth about his benefactor. When the FBI tries to coerce Richie to help him bring down Block, Richie faces his biggest gamble ever, attempting to outmaneuver the two forces closing in on him.
On Blu-ray, DVD, and video on demand this upcoming Tuesday is This Is the End. While attending a party at James Franco's house, Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, and many other celebrities are faced with the apocalypse. This is a hilarious film and definitely one to check out. Also being released is DreamWorks Animation's The Croods. In the film, a caveman family must trek through an unfamiliar fantastical world with the help of an inventive boy after their cave is destroyed.
Classic musicals The Wizard of Oz and The Little Mermaid are being re-released on Blu-ray 3D. I don't know if I would want to watch The Little Mermaid in 3D.
I know.
That's kind of random, but on Blu-ray and DVD this week. And whether you're choosing to take the trip back to Oz or Under the Sea, each edition is loaded with new special features. The Wizard of Oz includes an all-new feature-length documentary, The Making of the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, while the new edition of The Little Mermaid has featurettes about deleted characters, the animation process, and one titled Part of Her World, Jodie Benson's Voyage to the New Fantasyland. And I feel like if we're going to promote like what's coming out, come on, they should send us free copies of these things. Right? Come on, like we should actually write to them, maybe.
Seriously.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll fill you in on some Hollywood buzz.
Welcome back, and here is the Hollywood Buzz. And the spin-off craze continues. CBS is looking to expand the successful NCIS franchise with a spin-off set in New Orleans, sources confirmed to E! News. The project, executive produced by NCIS showrunner Gary Glassberg and series star Mark Harmon, will be introduced in a two-part backdoor pilot, which will air in the spring. According to Deadline, who first reported the news of CBS's plans for the spin-off, NCIS New Orleans would enter on NCIS New Orleans office, which handles cases from Pensacola through Mississippi and Louisiana, as well as the Texas Panhandle. Of course, spin-offs have a rich and successful history at CBS. In addition to NCIS Los Angeles, the network had 3 hit CSI series, including CSI, CSI Miami, and CSI New York. NCIS returned for its 11th season on Tuesday, September 24th at 9 p.m. on CBS.
Universal is pushing back the release of Illumination Entertainment's untitled Minions spin-off movie from December 19, 2014 to July 10, 2015. Delay means the studio won't have an animated film for the next year, and comes only days after Disney and Pixar announced they were pushing The Good Dinosaur from 2014 to 2015. Likewise, leaving Pixar without a film release during a calendar year for the first time since 2005. Studio insiders say Universal was happy with the July 2013 release date for Illumination's Despicable Me 2 and decided to open the Minions in roughly the same corridor. Despicable Me 2, debuting on July 2nd, has grossed a staggering $840.5 million to date.
One of the Oscar season's most anticipated movies is feeling the pressure to get to the party on time. Martin Scorsese's The Wolf on Wall Street, the true tale of a millionaire broker's rise and fall, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Matthew McConaughey, is still scheduled to open in theaters on November 15th. But as The Hollywood Reporter first claimed, Paramount is already making plans to delay its release until Christmas to give Scorsese more time to trim a movie that is currently 3 hours long, according to a source close to the production. The studio currently has Jack Ryan slated for December 25th, but director Kenneth Branagh's spy reboot with Chris Pine as the iconic Tom Clancy hero could be pushed to January. There remains the possibility that The Wolf on Wall Street won't be release ready by that date either, in which case it could be pushed to 2014.
Deadline reports that Jamie Lee Curtis is attached to star in The Final Girls, a potential series for ABC Family, to be directed and executive produced by her Halloween H2O director, Steve Miner, if the pilot is greenlit. The final girl revolves around a group of girls who have, in essence, survived their own personal horror stories and are brought together by a mysterious older woman, Curtis, to channel the stress and scars of their experience for some greater good. In addition to Halloween H2O, Miner directed Curtis in Forever Young. He recently has been working mostly at ABC Family, directing the pilots and multiple episodes of the network's Make It or Break It and Switched at Birth.
Ken Jeong will star in and produce a medical comedy for NBC, Deadline reports. Dr. Ken will draw from Jeong's life as a licensed physician before he entered show business full-time in 2007. Before pursuing a career in comedy, Jeong got an MD degree at the University of North Carolina and completed an internal medicine residency at Ochsner Medical Center in New Orleans. He is a licensed physician in the state of California. Jeong is a regular on Community's upcoming 5th season. If the cult comedy is renewed, it's likely Jeong will still be able to continue and to appear as the character Chang in a potential season 6. "I will never leave Community. I will always Chang the world," the actor wrote on his Facebook page Friday night.
Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and Jonah Hill will reunite for the upcoming animated film Sausage Party. Hill co-wrote the story, from which Rogen and Goldberg, along with Kyle Hunter and Ariel Schaefer, will adapt the screenplay. Sausage Party will be directed by Conrad Vernon and Greg Tiernan, and financed in part by Sony. The voice cast has yet to be announced, though it's safe money that Rogen and Hill will appear, as they both have previous voiceover experience. Sausage Party will follow the adventures of discarded food items, including the titular sausage, right before the 4th of July. No further details have been revealed through Sony. Executive Hannah Minarella promises all of the irrelevant, insightful, and risque R-rated humor we have come to expect from Rogen et al. Sony previously handled the release of Rogen, Goldberg, and Hill's previous collaboration, This Is the End, through Columbia Pictures, and was renewed with a commercial and critical success. Sony clearly suspects that the comedy trio has hit another winner on its hand.
Well, that's all the movie and TV news we have for this week. So we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll have some fun with trivia. Stay tuned.
Thanks again for joining us here on Reeltv. Time for some trivia. In honor of Gravity's release, it's time for a little bit of George Clooney trivia. So we're going to start with question 1. George Clooney played Batman in the Joel Schumacher-directed films Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Which of the following actors did not play Batman? Michael Keaton, Kevin Conroy, Val Kilmer, James Hayes Newton, or Adam West? Sean?
I would say B, Kevin Conroy.
It's actually incorrect. He did the voice of Batman in the 90s animated Batman.
Kevin Conroy.
I'm going to say D, James Hayes Newton.
That is correct. That is our... Adam gets a point for trivia. So let's move on to question 2, shall we? Which of the following films did George Clooney not receive an Academy Award nomination for? A, Argo, B, Good Night and Good Luck, C, The Descendants, D, ER, or E, Up in the Air?
I think I know. ER, D.
Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but yeah.
I was going to say I was correct myself.
Adam is 2 for 2 on trivia for today. But that's all we have, and that's a wrap on another episode of Reeltv. Thanks so much for joining us. Once again, I'm Eric Dowling.
And I'm Adam Murray.
And last but not least, we have...
I'm Sean D. Louise.
So that's all. That's a wrap, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.